Morning becomes eclectic. It's KCRW and a live in studio set. Our guests in studio again this morning are Clinic. Thanks again for coming in, guys.
Thank you.
It's Aid, Jonathan, Carl, and Brian. And I was trying to figure out last time you were here. I think it's about 4 years ago or something. That time goes fast down here in the basement. You, on the other hand, have been above ground, I think, for most of that time. Made another couple of albums since the last time we saw you. Is this the fourth full-length album?
Yeah, it's the fourth full-length LP, and before that we just did a compilation of early singles.
Right. So this one is called Visitations, and you did this in your own studio, which I think is a first, right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. We just felt that just to give it a lot more sort of freedom in how it was put together, you know, we could do sort of what we wanted, when we wanted. So, yeah, I think in commercial studios you're always kind of aware of the clock, where it was in this, you know, it was just we could make mistakes or just do whatever we felt like.
You know, we hear a lot these days about how easy it is to make an album, obviously, from the point of view of the availability of equipment, maybe not necessarily the skills to put it all together or the
Yeah.
songwriting. That's something that you have to work at. But the idea that you can put a studio together yourself pretty cheaply, is that something that you'd been thinking about for a while?
I think, yeah, I mean, with the equipment that we use, a lot of it is old sort of analog or vintage equipment. And so it's slightly different than just doing something like a sort of bedroom studio using computers. But I think, you know, it isn't that difficult to put something together, put your own recording equipment together. So definitely, you know, I think it's just far freer than just going down the conventional route.
As you say, when you're in the studio and you're a commercial studio, you're paying by the hour usually, or by the day, or whatever it is. I guess it depends. And there's record labels obviously involved as well, saying, okay, you got a week in the studio. Have you felt rushed in the past to make records?
I think not exactly under too much pressure, because Domino, our record label, it's not that kind of pressure on bands. But at the same time, I think this was the most enjoyable album to make. You know, just something which was, you know, just a pure sort of pleasure, really, rather than something where you felt under any kind of pressure to make a certain record.
How long did it take to make? Excuse me.
It took 5 weeks.
So was that like a solid amount of time where you just said, okay, we're going to make the record now?
No, we could still go off, you know, and think, God, you know, that's we've completely nailed it with that, or this is not up to scratch, you know. So you could just take your time in it, and we weren't doing it sort of 24 hours a day.
I believe this is a 10th anniversary for Clinic as well. Is that right? 10 years as a band?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did our first single at the end of '97. So
Is that a mark in time where you look and say, okay, 10 years, that's a good chunk of time. Do you sort of look back at what you've done and see where you're going? Is it a marker for you?
I think, I mean, we are the thing that motivates us is just to create music. So, I mean, we don't kind of dwell on the past, but I mean, I think now, because so many people aren't really allowed to make more than 3 albums at the very most, you know, that it's obviously flattering and pleasing that we've got to this point.
Do you guys do a lot of internet promotion? Do you use the web? Is your website a vehicle that's something that has helped get the word out in recent years? Have you noticed any real shift with your fan base due to that?
I think that it's been something where we've been able to do things like you know, more obscure tracks, put them on the site and do something visually with it. I think it's mainly just something which is should just be a good laugh, both for the band and for people to look at, you know, rather than this heavy promotional tool for it. I think, you know, I'm a bit wary of that side.
So it's more of I guess, a gift for the fans to be able to check out different stuff, as you say, different tracks perhaps that wouldn't be heard otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So obviously, U.S. tour kicks off tomorrow, as we said, at the Troubadour. It's a 10-day swing, or a 10-date swing. Do you have fun when you come to the States? I know you've been here a few times now.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I think that you know, you just get. I think it's a really kind of sort of specialist type of music, and I think that here there's people that really appreciate it and appreciate the sort of oddball nature of it. So that's, you know, it's great to see that, and that people can recognise something that's different and unique.
Well, it's great to see you guys again. I also want to point out that, last time you were here, you weren't aware of the internet aspect of it with the cameras that we do, and because you have a look, how else would I describe it? The guys dress up; they look like they're in a clinic. That's their thing. We didn't webcast it, obviously, because you've got to keep the myth in place, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Today the guys they've got all the gear on. So check it out online at kcrw.com. Wherever you might be listening, or tomorrow night at the Troubadour, there's going to be a concert. We're going to give away some tickets for that in just a short while, as well as autographed copies of the new album. And if anybody wants to see where the other dates are, is there a website they can go to? Anybody listening somewhere else in the country?
Yeah, it's our website is clinicvoot.org.
Spell that for us.
It's clinic and then voot, VOOT.org, which is ORG.
Okay, great. I'm going to throw it back to the band. It's Clinic on Morning Becomes Eclectic. We'll come back and wrap things up in just a short while and give away some copies of the new CD as well as tickets for the Troubadour tomorrow night here in Los Angeles. It's Clinic on Morning Becomes Eclectic.